So, first time in Brazil and in South America, how's that for you?
We've been here one day so far, done one show, and have not slept since. So we'll be doing. This is all true. This is that's why we have like all this goodness on to cover up like the tired eyes. We actually scrapped that. I'm not wearing any makeup at all. We don't believe in makeup, and hair is all natural as well. So, yeah, no sleep from last night's show to this one.
You must be very tired.
We're just in survival mode right now. Like, it is the first show that I've ever done back to back with no sleep whatsoever. So hopefully the voice will be okay, and if not, like we'll just do something crazy enough that it won't matter.
And have you prepared something special for the South American show?
Yes. I can't tell you.
Well,
All right, I'm sorry. I can tell you because I love you very much. I can tell you that I'm doing a new trick that I've never done before. Um, and all right, I will get specific. I'm doing fire myself for the first time. Yeah. First time live was yesterday, last night, and it was pretty sweet. So yeah, I only got burned a little bit. I actually have scars on my arms for where Contessa has burned me in the past, but it's probably not good to say, but I kind of encourage her to do it because they're like, when I'm 95, I'll have these beautiful like reminders of being on stage with these amazing girls. And so, yeah, they're kind of her bite marks as well. Yeah.
well, usually your shows are very big and you have all this scenario and all these girls. Have you brought everything for here?
No, that's the thing is that we, because of the difficulties of shipping like all of our sets and things like that, we honestly have brought almost, almost nothing on the stage. And it was actually a challenge to see if you take away all of these things that you think make the show, and you think it's about like the glitter and the sets and the dolls and the bears and the teacups and everything else, then it's like it was terrifying at first. Like, are we enough? And then I remembered, like, can I swear on? What the fuck? I'm a musician. I've been doing this like since I was 4 years old. How is that not enough? So it was a challenge to see if we can make ourselves, we are the sets, we are the props, we are everything. And all of the things, as beautiful as they are and as fun as they are to climb on and play with and all of that, are really like, it's like Dumbo's feather. I keep saying it's like that thing you hold on to because you think that that is what you need. And in reality, you let that go and you have a bare fucking stage and nobody even notices. Because all that really mattered in the first place was the music and these amazing girls to bring it to life. So it's actually kind of liberating. We will go back, of course, and be building new sets and everything for the next tour, but they'll be different based on the experience we're having. Like, we actually like having a lot more room on stage to just move around, and that's also why all of us can be doing fire tricks at once, is because there's none of this junk in the way. So yeah, there's an upside to everything, and it's kind of liberated us having to go with nothing. So yeah, in some ways it's actually a lot better, I think. Yeah.
Well, can you tell us something about the next album? Have you been composing?
Yes, indeed. And I like that you use that word because nobody does that. But it is. Well, it is composing, but it's always like, are you going in the studio? Are you writing? Are you like jamming out and recording something? And in this kind of process, because you know the music and there's a lot going on and it's symphonic and stuff, it really is like I sit down and write it and write a bunch of orchestral parts and write a million vocal harmonies. And so it takes longer than sometimes people would like for, how labels like to put out albums on certain schedules, and I kind of don't care. So, yeah, so I am doing that. We have the new record. Do you know what the title of that is? Oh my God. All right. Pretty much nobody knows this yet. So, television debut, the new title. The new title of the next record is called Fight Like a Girl. Yes. It's about fucking time. So, yeah, it is hardcore. It is more, in a way, more violent. It's harsher in some ways, but it's also like sadder in some ways. It's still going to be very lush and orchestral, but a lot more metal in some ways as well. and and really an epic. The theme is, I'm assuming most people out there are not going to know about like this book that I wrote, the asylum story, and all of that. So,
I wrote about it on my blog.
well, then they know. Yeah, you're quite popular. So, in that case, then they may know about the kind of second half of the Asylum for Wayward Victorian Girls, shameless self-promotion plug, which is the thing called the Tea Party Massacre that happens. And you know about this?
I have the book right there. You have to sign it for me.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, I didn't know you had it. I'm a freak out. That book means more to me than any record, anything I will ever do or write. I'm quite sure. Like, it is everything. Everything that we do and everything I write happens within that world. And I just love it. I know I'm derailing here, but because it's not about me, it's about this world that we're creating, and that's where it's at. I'm just one small part of this thing. But yes, Fight Like a Girl, new record. Hopefully like late spring or so is happening. And it's about the Tea Party Massacre. It's what happens when these, just hundreds of oppressed girls that have been locked up in this asylum and abused and all of these things, and are just living behind bars for years and chemically experimented on and all these things that are very accurate to, historically, this is all real. And finally, they find this means to, after years and years, unlock a door. And when they do, all hell breaks loose, because it's like, behind this, you're being trained to be just an absolute killer. All you've watched is kind of inhumane treatment and how to do things and how to poison people and how to cut people and all of that. And so this is getting really weird. Sorry, edit. But it's really about, it's like the theme kind of in my mind, the picture that I have when I'm making this is, you have the dog, and it's like you beat the dog and you beat the dog and you beat the dog, and it cowers in submission in a corner for, could be years, but one day, because everybody has that amazing, beautiful animal instinct, and we can shove it down for most of our lives, but one day, that dog is going to snap. And when it does, it's going to bite your fucking face off. And that's what this record is about. It's about what happens when the dog snaps.
And what about the book? I heard you saying on an interview that you really wanted to be a movie.
Absolutely. I'm not going to lie. Like, it absolutely is a screenplay.
But are you working on it?
I'm not working on it because it has to be absolutely right. And it has to be something, as I adore like indie art of every kind, but it has to be done right. It has to be done on a certain scale, because I don't want it to be like CGI everything. The asylum is real. It is a real place, and it needs to be seen in its full scope, because the sheer size of it is terrifying in itself, and that needs to be seen. And that's why the movie like is in my head anyway, is because before I die, I want people to know what this looks like inside my head. That's what all of this is for, is just seeing how much of my own reality that I really do live in I can share, and see how I can make it manifest in the physical world outside, and maybe give a kind of sanctuary to other people that are looking for one. And that's kind of what's been happening, and why I guess kids are outside sleeping on the street. I hope that it's going to be sold out. Otherwise, there is no reason for them to have been doing that, and that scares me. So